In motion show, and so we've got a lot of earnings coming out. We got the State of the Union tonight. It's the beginning of the month, and so if we take a look at a few things, we're just starting off the month and earnings season. We're going after a bunch of earnings movers, you know that. So if we take a look here, we go to the SPY. We got Disney here first popping. Let's go because we got earnings coming out. Disney right here after hours hit as high as 147.57. It's back to 144. We'll see how that goes because you can see on the week it starts off as a 2-2 week, and we've got a lot of that down 2-2 reversal. Now you're coming back through these guys, right? That's a good thing because if you go to the monthly, you're going to see this: the inside month, the down, the potential rev strat month here, 122 back up. That's over 148.20. So you're gonna be watching that level tomorrow. Let's see if it gets through there. If you go to SPY, so SPY we had a new month, and potentially if we would have taken this out, then we'd have trouble. But that's not what happened. We opened and went higher. So if we go to the daily, yesterday a ton of inside days to start off the month. So that's like a do-over, right? So inside day. Gap up, inside day up, right? And so what that does is you can see this here. See the lower low and now the higher high? That's going to give you these, like so. There's your broadening formation. Now, do we get out of this and keep going? This is an old outside day, right? So that's a triangle in and of itself. So we'll see. So if we go to QQQ, QQQ is a little different. We got the outside inside day, 312 to the upside into new highs. And on the weekly, you can see this here once again. 2, 2, 2, bam. Now, when you train your mind to see something as a 2-week pattern, you'll notice that these two are outside of these two. There's your 3-bar, right? And so on the SPY, once again, I'm sure I showed the weekly, going 2, 2 here, over 328.63. You're just barely over that, so we'll see if that continues. But it was a discernible break on the 2-2 weekers today with the big strong day to the upside. So if we go to Netflix gives us this: the outside, inside, up week. And so it's hit its target. Whenever something does this, what that means is they paid up and they're willing to sell down. There's your level of aggression on both sides. They met back in the middle. Said, you bring your boys, I'll bring my boys. Next move's real. Ready? Boom. And you're going to take that out, which we have. It also goes inside quarter to the upside on the monthly, right? So if you go here, you're going to see all this kind of stuff is inside. I don't have the quarterly chart up, but it is. Take my word for it. So Netflix doing its job. A lot of usual suspects right out the chute. Shopee and Shop doing this. Here, we just go into exhaustion risk. Any of these things going into highs because once again, the good thing about Netflix is it's not into the highs. You still got room over here, all right, to take this out and that out. A lot of these things just blasting into the highs. That's exhaustion risk. You don't have any pivots to trade against, right? So only the short sides get blown out. Shopee's still going on a monthly basis. If you had this rev strat and you walked it up the lows of the month, still good, right? And the weekly, last week was the first lower low since here. And it just off to the races in the inside week here. So we'd want to stay above 482.86 and look for signals up there. If we go to Regeneron, and Regeneron, 2-2 weak to the upside here, 2 down, 2 up. That's over 347.97. Now, thing about Regeneron here, still a good chance at an inside month. So you want to always want to be aware you're inside on some other time frame. If we go to Apple, oh boy, still good from the 2-2-2 continuation monther. And on the daily, here's our try. Do we know about that? We did. And here, so oftentimes this is where you want to make sure you're aligning time frame continuity with the scenario. And what that means is you had the top of the try here, right? And then it comes down, and then it comes back green, right? That's a problem. So it goes up in here. Now, when it comes back down through here, right? There you can go after that. Then it gaps down and exhausts bottom of the try, then goes 2-2 day back up like so. So we'll see how that goes because we know once a 3, always a 3 can't not be outside weak and not potential outside weak if Apple keeps blasting. IBM. And IBM doing this on the week. You're 2 up, you're 2 down, back to the highs. And daily, here you go, Momo hammer, pile, pile, pile. So you don't have any corrective activity, but what that did was reconfirm last month's rev strat to the upside, and so we'll see if anything comes out of that. You can also notice this. You see this? All of these months, 6 months inside of this. So now we're trying to gun to get out of here. That'd be 152.95. Got a little bit to go there. Go to Spotify. Spotify, still inside month. All right, we can get out of there. We got plenty of month left. Weekly, you can see this here. 2 down, right back to the previous range. That's exactly what we want. So we'll see if that sets up again. Some exhaustion riskers, but Adobe having this, I believe, outside inside week. Yep, outside inside outside. I mean outside week to the upside. That's 3-2, which means that this was a range expansion of that, right? And the range is still expanding to the upside. Just going into higher highs, so it needs to keep going. PayPal. So PayPal here, oops, on the daily goes inside day to the upside. On the weekly causes the 2-2-2 continuation. Now in this case, once again, the magnitude was just to take this out. So if you get to full time frame continuity, it can keep going. But that's how you enter on this kind of thing. Blow them out, stop them out, and then these 2 bars are outside of these 2. You see that? So right here, boom, 2-2-2. Here, 117.53. The magnitude 119.60. Does it. LRCX. And LRCX, another 3-2er into the upside, just having some exhaustion risk by going into the highs. You can watch that, of course, with SMH. And SMH still inside in the week here. So we'd want to see if SMH can go 2-2, and that would be above 145.58 if they want to get the chippies going. And you can see a little of this action in here, like so. There's your broadening formation, because if these 2 bars were 1 bar, they'd be an outside bar of all that. Dig? Dig. Okay. Now, 3-2 weaker to the upside. Outside range expansion continuation. All right. Still just, and then here you can see it gaps up, sits, goes inside day and off to the races. So you just got some exhaustion risk by going to the highs. Needs to keep going. Spelunker. Spelunker waking up, and that's doing this. The week. I don't think that was inside. I think that's a 2-2, right? Yeah. 2 down, 2 up, and just the magnitude was only to take this out. But good things tend to happen when you trade with full time frame continuity to the upside. If we go to Marriott, and Marriott still be inside month here, so we'll be aware of that. And on the weekly, you just got this, a little 2-2 reversal here above that, and you still got all these guys to come after here, but above 143.54, we can look for more good stuff there. With the now, always can watch the W day, and the good thing about W day, the bad thing is you're going straight into recent highs. All these are just directionally 2s, to the upside. But the good thing is that you're not at the all-time highs, right? And whenever you can see something like this, the outside monther and then the compound outside, these 2, and you get back into that, you're back into this old broadening formation. So the good thing is the magnitude still could be taking out the highs so long as you don't have a reversal against you. FSLR. FSLR handily inside month, but you do have this. The 2-2 weekly reversal potential back into an old 3 here. All right, and this low, once you get back into there, that's 52.75, and right now, as long as you're above 51.52, we can be looking for more buys to try and come up through here, and maybe if you're lucky, you get something like that. Boom. Okay. TWLO. TWLO also outside weak to the upside, range expansion, and what that tells us is that it's continuing from the monthly, last month's inside month, not at all-time highs yet, so that's always a good thing. SNPS. SNPS weekly. Once again, I'm just going to keep pounding these examples into you because it's not just weeklies; it's anything you can find. 2-2-2. Boom. Here over 153.37, and the magnitude still to take this out at 156.97. That would put you on the new highs. Teva, what? Teva coming out of the ashes, and here on the weekly you're going to see this, the 1-3-2, right? So inside the 1 bar rev strat, and then the continuation of this rev strat into the upside here. If you go to the monthly, you'll see this, same thing, 1-3-2 coming to the upside. So Teva starting to pick up a little bit. FMC, and it's still handily inside months. Once again, just another example here. We have more room to go take out some more pivots. Remember, pivots are not to be traded against, they're to be taken out. So 2-2 reversal for FMC and WB, I believe here. Trying. Let's see, WB. How did that close out? Okay. Weekly, still a 2-2. Right? It's just right there, so you still have some room on that if they want to bring that up. On the downside, crude. Crude having all sorts of trouble here. UCO going 3-2 on the month to the downside and just continually giving it up here, and that is not helping the XLE. And 312 year down, and so you can see the XLE potential 2. You inside today? Inside day here for XLE and XOP. Here, I don't think these are inside, but I guess maybe they is. Yep. So these guys got some problems. Still inside days right on the lows, and you're going to see this Conoco here still puking, and that's going to a lot of these things in the month here. 222 to the month to the downside. You got PXD here still has some room on the month for the daily. You got this, the 2-2. They want to come taking care of business on these. Concho stuck down here as well. And a lot of these things just sitting there for the potential 2-2 monthers if they want to hit them. EOG here, 2-2 month to the downside. I'm sorry, 3-2. 2 months to the downside below 72.51. PSX, the refiner, still having all sorts of trouble. Valero. So all these energies having a tough time. We got gold. Gold. Now, to start the new month comes in. Now, this was an inside quarter. These three were inside of these three. Inside quarter goes inside quarter and up. And here's your exhaustion risk going in the highs. Then you got a new month. Right? And what happened on the new month? They're bringing it in. Weekly, 2-2, back to the downside. All right, how's silver doing? Silver getting close to being 3-2 to the downside. But what we did see here with gold was this divergence here. As gold was moving higher, JNUG was not. All right, and so these stocks a little bit heavier, especially if these gold come in. You might take a look at our GLD. If you can get outside of here for another continuation on the monthly below 109.21. And on the weekly, you got this. Inside 2, this would be RevStrat here, below 110.36. AIMT, this thing got waxed here. You can see this already an outside week to the downside. This is nice here. 2-2 reversal day, boom. And what that does is it causes the 2-2 down in the month. 2 up, 2 down, below 30.02. So it's there. DRI, not doing much. The restaurants trying to go shooter 2 down, and Brinker EAT trying to take that to the lows, which would do this on the month. Take last month's lows out, so we'll see what comes of that. Home Builders ITB, and ITB had a big month. It's going to be tough not to be an inside month if it doesn't get the highs, but it is closer to taking the 2-2 weaker down, and we'll respect that because you got KBH right now trying to do that. Let's see where it close. No, KBH looks like these. There we go, KBH, the weekend downer. So we got earnings, we got Tesla moving all over the place, we got the State of the Union, Energy Week, we've got a lot of earnings, so we're going to be staying on those movers, and then as time goes by, we'll continue to see if these movers keep blasting, because it's the first week of the month, or if we get any consolidation or where we're going to go. So that's why we do it. It's the first week of the month, and then we gain more information as the month goes on. All right, that's going to do it for this week. I'm Rob Smith in the Black Quant VTF for T3 Live of the Wheels in Motion Show.